Hej och god kväll. Jag befinner mig i Globen i Stockholm och här finns också Spice Girls. Så om en liten stund ska vi få träffa dem och se och höra några av deras låtar från deras konsert. Men först lite Spice Girls historia. Och historien börjar med att de presenterar sig själva i ett av deras första tv-framträdanden.
Hi, I'm Jerry. I'm a Leo. I'm 21. I'm from Watford.
I'm Emma. I'm 18 years old. I'm from Finchley in London.
I'm Victoria. I'm 21 years old.
I'm Melanie C.
Hi, my name's Melanie B.
I'm 20 years old. I'm from Liverpool.
My favourite expression is girlies with an attitude.
I'm an Aries, and my best thing is my acrylic fingernails.
I'm a Gemini, nutty, nutty, nutty Gemini.
My favourite thing, apart from performing, is football.
I feel like I'm on a blind date.
Spice Girls bildades 1993 i England. Flickorna hade svarat på en annons där det söktes 5 livfulla flickor till en musikgrupp. Och många provades innan dagens vinnande uppställning stod klar. I början bodde de tillsammans i 9 månader för att kunna repetera så mycket som möjligt och för att riktigt lära känna varandra. De som upptäckt Spice Girls hade en massa idéer om hur gruppen skulle vara, vad de skulle ha på sig och vilka sorters sånger de skulle sjunga. Flickorna själva hade andra idéer och lämnade därför sina upptäckare efter 1 år. De vände sig istället till managern Simon Fuller och fick kontrakt med skivbolaget Virgin.
Well, it's an honor to be even nominated against such fantastic acts like that.
Vid förra årets direktsända MTV-gala, där Spice Girls fick pris som årets grupp, sparkade de Simon Fuller med omedelbar verkan. Spice Girls har släppt 2 album och haft 6 nummer 1-låtar på den brittiska försäljningslistan. Av albumen Spice som kom 96 och Spice World som kom i november 97 har det hittills sammanlagt sålts drygt 50 miljoner exemplar. I mars inledde Spice Girls sin världsturné i Zürich. Under hösten var det en hel del turbulens runt gruppen. Det spekulerades i huruvida Spice Girls höll på att splittras. De ställde in tv-framträdanden, bland andra ett i Sverige. Och i Barcelona blev de till och med utbuade på grund av sina krav gentemot journalister och fotografer. I februari var det Sverige-premiär för deras första film Spice Girls The Movie. Spice Girls är oerhört populära bland unga flickor världen över. De är också världens mest sponsrade grupp. Och Posh, Sporty, Scary, Baby och Ginger har sedan genombrottet tjänat minst 140 miljoner kronor var. How was the concert last night?
Brilliant.
Really good.
Because we've done like most of Europe. The whole of Europe we really like it. It's brilliant, and the fans are so giving. I mean, sometimes you might get a teddy thrown on your head or something when they're in the middle of singing, but it's brilliant.
Are you aware of the great success? Does it feel real?
I tell you what, sometimes, like, when you read interviews and somebody lists all your facts, like what you've achieved, like the awards that you've achieved, creating history, things like that, it does register. But apart from that, on a day-to-day basis, doing this is our life, so you don't really it doesn't really hit you what you're doing as much, because every day you're living this life, which is part of our life, part of the Spice Girls' life. So how famous you are and what you've achieved doesn't really hit you. It's only things like we won 2 Ivor Novello Awards for our songwriting. That was amazing. That makes you go, oh my God. I can't believe we've done that. And like, we've got a page in the Guinness Book of Records. When you sit and you read you're in the Guinness Book of Records and you read what you've done, that makes you go, wow, I don't believe that.
It's quite hard, obviously, because you are so busy every day. And
you're in it.
And you're going along and things. Sometimes it's hard to stop and you think about things that you've done. But we do get to do that now and again, which is nice. We're glad because we do appreciate everything.
Which are the greatest experiences you made during these years?
There's loads. Meeting Nelson Mandela, having tea with Prince Charles. There's so many different things. But then again, even little things like, moments that we have together as a group, moments that we have individually. There's so many special moments.
But Nelson Mandela, that must have been great.
That was good.
It was a beautiful day as well. Just the whole day was perfect.
You stood next to me.
Please. You know, these are my heroines.
And he's our hero as well.
I don't want to be emotional, but it's one of the greatest moments in my life.
Hey!
How have you changed during these years? What's the main change?
We've all changed a little bit. I think we've all grown up. We've matured. As you can tell, because we've all aged.
Which is what we would have done anyway, because, you know, when we first got together as a band, like, some of us were teenagers, you know, and now we're well into our 20s. So we've just grown up as women, I think.
I think as well, when you get to travel around and see different parts of the world, and you've got more of a jet set in life, that can really make you more liberal, I think, in a way.
Yeah,
it opens your mind up to not be as kind of set in your ways. You're more kind of, you know, things happen so many times during the day that you just wouldn't expect to happen. You have to kind of go with the flow a bit.
You have been through a lot. Now you know how it is to be well known and to be chased by the media. That must have been affect you in some way.
I think that, you know, obviously we've all been through that with the media, and, you know, it can make things a bit difficult, but you learn to adapt.
Yeah.
You know, if you want a personal life, then you can keep it as personal as you want. Sometimes it's more difficult.
If you want to be public, then you go out.
Exactly.
More. You go down the pub.
And you expect it, but I think that, you know, we don't read a lot of our press. You know, as long as we're happy, that's the main thing. We just look at the pictures and think, we look dodgy or not, and that's
Well, the thing is, you know, before we became successful and this is what we were striving for, we all knew what it entailed. Anyway, do you know what I mean?
So, you were prepared.
Yeah.
Yeah. At the end of the day, I suppose you can never be prepared of what's happened to us.
You go through lots of different stages, obviously, you know, getting used to something. You know, 1 minute at the beginning it was something, you know, a bit different. You know, sometimes it's a bit scary. Went through a scary period, and then now we're just very blasé about it. It's just something, you know, that you get used to.
It can't really get to you.
No,
if it's something bad.
You can't let it, because also if there's something bad and you take notice of that, you'll be a complete state. But then if it's good, you'll get this big head. So you can't, you know, take any notice of the press.
If you can't dance this, you can't do nothing for me, baby. If you can't dance, if you can't dance. If you can't dance, if you can't dance. If you can't dance for this, you can't do nothing for me, baby. If you can't dance, if you can't dance. If you can't dance, if you can't dance. If you can't dance for this, you can't do nothing for me, baby. If you can't dance, if you can't dance.
Jag vill ställa en fråga till Emma. Hur många gosedjur har du?
Lots. I've got lots of cuddly toys, but I did admit the other day I don't actually share my bed with any of my cuddly toys. I have to have room, so they're all over my room and up in the loft.
Och så vill jag fråga till Victoria, vad är din älsklingsfärg?
Yellow!
Vem är din idol?
Madonna's very well respected.
Vad är du rädd för?
I'm afraid of spiders, yeah. Anything a bit creepy, crawly. Don't like that.
Oh my god!
Och så vill jag ställa en fråga till Jerry. Hur många tatueringar har du?
2 on the back.
Vem är din bästa vän, Melfi?
A girl called Alison, who I grew up with. She's probably my other best friend.
Emma, skulle du vilja heta någonting annat än vad du heter?
No, I'm very pleased with Emma. It's quite short, and Emma.
Och Jerry, tycker du om godis?
Sweets, yeah, I love sweets. Very much so. Sometimes eat too many.
Okay. You made a great amount of money. What do you do with
Not
them?
as much as people
Not
think.
as much as people think.
But we're not going to tell you what we do with it, because that's our private thing. But at the end of the day, we do, you know, help out our
Small
family.
families, I think.
Things like that.
Give our families a lot. But... yeah.
Okay. But part of the money you made come from all of the merchandising around you,
And our records. I mean, we gave Who Do You Think You Are? We raised £1 million and gave it to a charity in London.
Yeah.
So we do raise a lot from our music as well.
Yes, but still some a part of it come from merchandise like lollipops and t-shirts, etc. And these things are often made for children or for the audience to buy. How do you look at that?
We think that, you know, all of the products that we actually endorse, we're actually very proud of. There's 5 of us here, so we do have a few products, you know, because we all like and use different things. But we feel very passionate. We'd never support anything that we didn't actually agree with.
So you think it's okay?
You know, yeah, and we know that because I know I'm a fan of bands. Like I got a new Blur T-shirt the other day because I love that band and I want to show that by wearing their T-shirt. So we realise that we've got fans out there who want to wear a Spice Girls T-shirt. So what we do is we produce a good quality, affordable T-shirt. Whereas there's other people we know, bootleggers, which we are doing our hardest to try and stop. But they're still out there selling really bad merchandise.
So you mean that
ripping ours off?
Can give them the
good quality stuff.
Yeah. But you don't see anything wrong that it's children who wants to have them and they maybe don't have them.
That's been around for years and years and years. When I was a younger child, I'd want to have Madonna's T-shirt. She, that she did loads of merchandise as well. I think that's a really. That's
just one of those things, isn't it? But you could go as far as the lollipop thing. At the end of the day, kids want to buy sweets anyway. The demand is supply on demand. Do you know what I mean? And there is bootleg bubblegum. It's out there anyway. So instead, we're putting together with a very good manufacturer that's going to give them a good quality lollipop rather than some bubblegum that's bootlegged and you put it in your mouth and after 5 seconds it goes flat, the flavour. Our lollipop tastes good. Do you know what I mean? The demand is there. Kids will always want sweets, crisps, T-shirts, baseball caps or whatever. It's just so in a way...
And then it doesn't matter if you get some money.
It's so easy to be, negative and cynical, thinking we're just money grabbing and making money off our fans, and that's absolute nonsense.
No, because it's our idea, and people are asking for it.
Yeah, it's being that's girl power.
I'm sure people would criticise us if we didn't do it either. So it's you can't win.
We've got to please ourselves, and that's what we do.
For many young girls in Sweden and the world, you are with no doubt one of the biggest role models. How does that feel?
That feels, very flattering that anyone could, respect us in that way.
I don't believe it.
Well, that's true.
It is quite hard to sink in though sometimes.
But do you see yourselves as good role models?
Yeah, just do our best, I think.
I think so.
I think we're just positive at the end of the day. We try and be as positive as we can. But then again, one of the messages is to be yourself, to be whoever you want to be, and, don't be anyone that someone's telling you. That's what we're doing. So at the end of the day, we're just being ourselves. We can't stop that, really.
But is it possible to combine the responsibilities you have as a role model with those things you do and want to do as a grown-up woman?
We obviously know that we've got a responsibility to children, but we're not bad people. Do you know what I mean? And we don't compromise ourselves in any way or anything that we do. But we're just being ourselves, and I think that's pretty cool.
I think the bottom line is, how we've presented ourselves from day one is we're imperfect. We make mistakes, and that's what life's about, is learning. So if we show, I think that's good. That is being a good role model, so that you can trip up and look stupid sometimes, but that's life.
So they see that you are a human.
Yeah, human, exactly that.
But depending on your success and all these boys and girls that love you and admire you, it has been argued whether you are good role models or not.
That's for each individual to decide.
That's everybody's own opinion. At the end of the day, we've never said to anybody that we are role models. Obviously we realise we have a responsibility that there is, younger children watching us, but we can't change ourselves. We've never said we are role models. Do you know what I mean? We're just being ourselves.
We're not dictating a way to be. But then on the other hand, if you want to look at it everything is all relative, as Emma says. Everyone's entitled to their own opinion. But I would say we're far more positive singing about what we do than, a gangster singing about shooting and taking
it. Well, that's real.
But no, I'm just saying on general terms, if you want to compare it like that, if anyone does want to criticise.
But the critics, they say that you talk about girl power and all these good things that girls should stand up and be as good as boys, but on the other hand, you dance sexy dances wearing push-up.
That's girl power. Just do what you want to do.
What we want to do.
That's exactly what it's
about.
And
we're not doing it for anybody else apart from ourselves and our fans. If I want to dance sexy or if I want to wear a short top, I'm doing it for me. Nobody else.
Not for anybody else.
Telling us
and that's the power of girl power.
That's exactly what we're saying. That a girl should be able to walk down the street and look sexy, but still, and still have her own opinion. It's not.
So you don't think that your sexy image makes your girl power message less trustworthy?
We're not trying to be sexy. We're just being ourselves. Which is, and if that is sexy, then that's cool. Do you know what I mean? But
I was going to say, you know how we, a sexy image.
Anything can be sexy.
Exactly. And also on stage, that's a very sort of, artistic, the way you present yourself, and it's about expression. And whether you like it or not, if something appears sexy, whether it's provocative in dance, then that's the 90s anyway. When you come off stage, totally different thing. Girl power is about the mind.
You don't even know me. I wanna you're always at the happy. I know that you go on like the mama. Girl, you know that this don't even matter. All the grace is discovered. All will be around forever. No, it's too fast. It's so hard. Don't you know what can't you say? Stop right now. Thank you very much. Need somebody if you understand. Hey, you always underground. So down, baby, gotta have some fun. All of you together. I'm saying I'm with forever. We know this shit going like a mama. Not even since we've always got each other. You know who you are and makes your body break down. You put the light so your body gets down. What you know is so right. It's so hard. You know I can't say you're wrong.
Vad skulle ni vilja bli om inte ni fick vara Spice Girls?
We would still be the Spice Girls, but we wouldn't necessarily be famous. We'd still be singing, writing our own songs and dancing, but instead of everybody else singing it, we'd just be doing it for ourselves.
Hur känner ni er när ni ska uppträda precis?
Wicked.
Quite exciting.
Yeah. Vill ni alla ha barn i framtiden?
Yes.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Lots and lots. There's going to be so many little Spice Girls running around. It's going to be frightening.
Oh boy. Vad är det roligaste med att vara känd?
You tend to get a lot more freebies, like you have to jump the queue. And that is really nice, and people give you free things, but then you think, obviously now we're more financially better off, so you'd think, I don't need it as much now.
Hur det har så många fans?
There's a real warm feeling with our fans. We've got the best fans in the whole world. They're really supportive and they've stuck with us.
What do you think about All Saints, Solid Harmony,
it's brilliant,
and all these other girl bands that popped up after you?
Cleopatra, brilliant.
That was the whole point when we first started out. We just thought there was hardly any other female bands out there, and there should be more. Just as many boy bands, so it's great. Absolutely great.
Don't you feel threatened by that?
No, not at all. Not at all.
I think there's room for all the kinds of bands, isn't there? Which, when we started out, there weren't many girl bands, now there is, and it's brilliant. The more the merrier.
What does the future look like for Spice Girls?
Quite exciting. We've got a lot of plans collectively, and obviously we want to grow individually as well. But we've started writing our third album.
That's good. I think it's going to be a lot more kind of mixed up. Like there's going to be some solo stuff on there, individual stuff.
But what do you think you are doing a year from now?
This time next year. What is it?
May.
Have we
probably released our next album by then.
Promoting the next album.
Yeah.
And when you think about that, it feels like, okay, you don't feel tired when you think about it?
It feels good because now, we started off managing ourselves, but we manage ourselves now. So, we can time our own, after the tour's finished in September, we can time our own schedule as to what we want to do, how much we want to work, what promotion we want to do. So it's very it's quite laid back and quite bright and promising, really.
Why do you think Spice Girls are so successful?
Ask our fans, they know.
you know, it's very hard to say, oh, we're successful because of this or that.
Not,
do you know what I mean? We've just been lucky enough to be able to achieve, you know, what we set out to do, that people are listening to our music, that people are enjoying our music as well. And I think we just massive thank you to our fans, and you'd have to ask them really, because that's very hard for us to say.
It's so hard because
it's just because of me.
It's a combination of many things, obviously 5, but I was going to say, you know, as well as, you know, the luck and the fans and the music, and, you know, and the attitude, I think it's hard work. Do you know what I mean? If you want something in life, and that's about girl power, you have to work for it and believe in it. And, you know, and the honest bottom line is, us 5 girls have worked our balls off, you know, from the beginning. I don't know if you can say balls off.
Yes, you can say. This is
you know, we have. We have really, really, I mean, we don't just get out of a box, go on a television show. Every single day, you know, we are doing, you know, interviews, either in the studio, photo shoots, going to different sides of the world. You know, it just doesn't happen like that. You have to, if you want something in life, and that's what girl power is about. You can apply that with anything.
Jack, oh, we love her so. So did Mr. President, as far as we know. So much cheese on the 70-inch, so much it has to update our pick. 70 days from a birth, 83 that's all in the hand. Pleasure still to last. She's got something new. She's a power girl in a 90s world. She's a downtown swinging. Kathleen is empty, the things are not empty. Ready to go. Just can you please take your seats and we hope that you enjoy the show.